This week on Silver Screen, we take a look at the blood drive, decorated pumpkins, and the Dutch Fork versus Westwood game.
Good afternoon, Dutch Fork High School. Today is Friday, November 6th, and your Silver Screen report starts now.
STEM students showcased their research projects at the STEM Research Symposium last Thursday night. Lindsay Long has the story.
Students, teachers, and parents gathered at Dutch Fork High School for the annual STEM Research Symposium last Thursday night.
The STEM Research Symposiums, they come and they present their proposals. These are all just formal proposals on what they potentially would like to be working on. Most of them are coming here just to get advice, and we're trying to get good evaluations to figure out what are the next steps for their projects.
The projects researched many engaging topics such as dancing and spider excrement.
My presentation is about ACL risks of dancers versus non-dancers based on a biomechanical landing.
Our presentation is on how nitrate affects the growth and development of the fathead minnow.
My presentation, my research is on microbial diversity trends in the fecal matter of wolf spiders. Basically, I'll be looking at the bacteria in wolf spider poop.
Students had to do intense research to fully understand their topics.
We had to do a lot of background research to know the dangers of nitrate, and we also had to know a lot of information about the fish.
Well, luckily for me, I actually caught the wolf spiders before I started putting my presentation together, so I knew what I was doing. It was a lot easier.
We started out and we had to actually look up and decide what we wanted to do, and then we had to research the background information, and then we started to put together what we actually wanted to do, and then you have to research the equipment you're going to use, and then you have to put together a proposal about what you're going to do, and then you make your project.
Because the projects required a lot of work, students are glad that their work is being recognized.
It's a good feeling to know that all the work that I put in, people are finally being able to see. It's like it pays off in the end.
It is absolutely amazing. I am just overwhelmed with how much they've grown. Seeing them from the first day of practice to tonight has just been amazing in that growth and that transformation.
It's nice, although a lot of people seem to be afraid of the spiders, but it's still nice. It's a good feeling knowing that people appreciate what I do.
The symposium is a great representation of what the STEM program is all about.
I think STEM makes the students here that are interested in science dive deeper into the content. I think it gives them that window to be able to work in something that they actually enjoy and that they really want to know more about.
This has been Lindsay Long with your Silver Screen report.
The SAT word of the week is cerebral, an adjective meaning related to the intellect.
Members of the Red Cross came to Dutch Fork on Wednesday to collect blood from students and faculty. Caleb Hanna checks it out.
Red Cross members traveled throughout the state to other high schools and churches to collect blood from the community.
Today we're having a blood drive at Dutch Fork High School for the students and the teachers to get involved on returning blood back to the community. As you know, we had that flood a couple weeks ago, last month actually, so we lost quite a few units, and this is just helping give back to what we lost.
16-year-olds do have to get a parent permission, but 17 and older, anybody that's healthy and able to, they should really come out and give blood, because the Red Cross always need blood because patients are always in the hospitals and we always need it.
Faculty and students enjoy the satisfaction of giving blood.
I had a really good experience actually. Came in, there were some students and faculty lying down, not feeling really well, but my experience was quick and easy and it was good.
I'm really enjoying the thrill of saving people's lives.
Students and teachers think it is important to donate blood to give back to the community.
Definitely, I mean, it's obviously you can save so many lives, and it is usually a more adult thing, but I think to get the experience as you're younger is definitely really important, especially since you can be 16 to do it. I definitely think everyone should definitely do it.
I think it's a life lesson. I think it teaches the students leadership. It teaches them to be a good citizen. It teaches them that they should give back to the community and do community service. So I think it's a great thing.
I think it's very important, not only for students, but for everyone that can donate blood to help save lives.
Since the Red Cross comes to the school, it helps students and faculty members to be more willing to donate.
If it's somewhere else, you have to go through the process of finding it and signing up. But here, you just get to do it here. You get to go out of class, and it's just a lot more, I think, easier, and it's easily accessible, like at the school, and it's easier for anyone to do it.
You never know when you'll have a loved one or you yourself may be in need, so I think it's important that we give back whenever we can.
It's a great effect on the community because patients need blood, and the only way you can get blood is from each other. So by schools and other organizations giving blood, they're giving back to the community, so it's a good thing.
This has been Caleb Hanna with your Silver Screen Report.
For this week's Kids in the Hall, we asked students why it's important to donate blood.
I think it's important to give blood because, I mean, you're saving another life, or you have the chance to, but I will never give blood because I have a really bad fear of needles.
I think it's important because everybody has blood, and so it's very abundant, and some people really need blood.
Well, there are a lot of people who have problems producing blood, and there are some people who need a blood because they've gotten into accidents or they're in some drastic surgery. And I think it's good that you need to give blood to help the community.
It saves a lot of lives, and they're always low on blood. It's a constant need.
Ever daydreamed about your perfect house? Well, civil engineering students took their dream houses and turned them into a reality. Zaina Dill has the story.
Sandra Suarez's 7B Civil Engineering Architecture Honors class is working on their dream house as a semester project, but the dream must be based in reality.
Right now we're working on a house project where we have to design and draft the floor plans for a house and then build a model of it later.
We are working on a dream house project, and it's basically where we pick our dream house and build whatever rooms we want in it.
It can be 1 story, 2 stories, you know, like how many other rooms you want, how many bedrooms or bathrooms.
There are varying but similar steps students take to build their dream homes, mainly depending on how complicated their structures are.
Well, we had to decide how big we want each room to be, and then we had to use graph paper and graph it and put it on a piece of paper as a model, and now we're just building it on the computer.
Well, basically what we need to do is make sure that we have all the measurements correct, and we make sure that we have all the necessary rooms that it has to have in order for it to be a home, such as a bathroom or a kitchen. To have the house fully complete, you have to have all the rooms, any room you need to actually have a full functioning house. Bedrooms, bathrooms, kitchens.
Students have different opinions on the difficulty of the projects.
I think it will be complicated when we have to build that actual house because you got to make sure the measurements are right. But right now it's not that complicated.
I'll consider it complicated because it's kind of a long process, making sure you have all the right measurements, and making sure that you have everything together so that you can build a good project. It's not really complicated to me because I plan on being a civil engineer, so I'm always making designs about anything.
It's somewhat complicated. It's hard to make sure you get the models the right size, and actually making the models takes a little bit of skill, so it is somewhat complicated.
This has been Zaina Dill with your Silver Screen Report.
Last week, the Media Center displayed carved pumpkins from each department in the school. Malik Brazil checks it out.
The library was brightened up with decorative pumpkins last week as teachers held their pumpkin carving contest.
The pumpkin contest was really a school-based idea, and the purpose of it was just to have teachers take just a minute to focus on something other than some of the more strenuous initiatives and stressful things that they focus on. It was an opportunity to intentionally get them to stop and have a little bit of fun, hopefully with the other teachers that they work with in their department. But it was just a school-based idea.
Students had the choice to vote on which pumpkin was their favorite. After the votes were counted, the science department's pumpkin came out with the victory. This has been Malik Brazil with your Silver Screen Report.
This past Friday, Dutch Fork varsity football faced Westwood in a game of epic proportions. Here's Adam Amick with more.
This past Friday, Dutch Fork Silver Foxes faced up against the Westwood Red Hawks. Players and coaches were confident about their expectations before the game.
I expected to win. I felt like we were better than them. We could have done a lot of things to beat them.
Well, we were playing a very good Westwood team, so we didn't really know what was going to happen, but we hoped we would come out and execute and play our best, and we thought if we didn't make mistakes and we played good, solid defense, we felt like we'd win the football game.
Region championship is a big deal for both teams.
Big, for region standings and for the playoffs, it helps a lot on seeding and everything, so
Westwood is probably one of the top teams in the Midlands, and they're also in our region, so it was definitely for a region championship. So the winner was going to be region champs, and provided we take care of business this Friday, so region championship's always important for the playoff seeding.
The crowd at a home game can push players and the coaches to win the game.
Well, I mean, we're going to play good regardless, I feel like, but it always helps when people are there. It motivates us a little bit better.
We've had some great turnouts at home games. It's been a lot of fun. It's fun to look up there and see what the students are dressed as and listen to their chants and their cheers. And I know the guys get excited. I get excited.
I feel like I'm just supporting my high school and that everyone should.
Friday was also senior night, a significant night for varsity football players and students.
It's always fun. It's always kind of a bittersweet moment because, you know, we've had them since ninth graders and we watched them grow up and become almost men. And it's always sad to see the babies that you've had for 4 years play their last home game, and it's a real bittersweet moment, but it's also a proud moment for the coaches and the parents and the players to know that they've gotten through this, and we've had some great accomplishments here, you know, in their 4 years here. So it's a good night.
We need to recognize the seniors because they've been here for 4 years and they've been through it all.
This has been Adam Amick with your Silver Screen Report.
And now for some announcements. The baseball team will be hosting a food drive tomorrow and Sunday at the Ballantyne Walmart. This weekend, the district's technology office will be migrating student email addresses to a new extension. Students are asked to avoid using their school-based emails and Google Drive until Monday. Yesterday's tech tip included information on how to work around this restriction. Here's Trey with more.
Thanks, Sam. Student Council is selling flood relief t-shirts in the Commons through 4th Lunch today. T-shirts are $15 each. Throughout November, we'll have a weekly trivia question related to Career Development Month. This week's question is, the Marketing Association, DECA, is an acronym for what? Write down your answer and your name and turn it into the school counselor, Allison Allgood, by the end of the day. The winner will be announced on Monday. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week, Foxes. What's up, Dutch Fork High School? I'm Trey Martin here to confirm that it's lit.
So hot in here.
Sorry. I did such an awkward smile. I was like...
Off against Westwood in a game of epic...
Sorry, I just looked at that announcement and I was like, Jesus.
I said hi.